The backfired plan. How she thought she'd walk away rich, but ended up with nothing. Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. It's your girl here with another wild, true-feeling story of betrayal, smart planning, and sweet, sweet karma. If you're new, hit that subscribe button, because these stories are my favorite to tell. Today's tale is about a woman who thought she had it all figured out. The perfect husband, the perfect life, and a perfect exit strategy. Spoiler, she didn't. Settle in, grab your coffee or tea because this one is long, juicy, and oh so satisfying. Let's dive in. It started like any fairy tale romance in sunny California. Emily Thompson met Mike Reynolds, at a tech conference in San Francisco back in 2014. She was 26, stunning, ambitious, working as a marketing coordinator for a mid-sized startup. Mike was 29, already a rising star. He'd founded his own cybersecurity firm right out of Stanford, and by the time they met, the company was pulling in 7 figures annually. He was handsome in that quiet, confident way, tall, dark hair, sharp jawline, always in tailored shirts that screamed, "I don't need to try." They clicked instantly. Long dinners in Napa Valley, weekend getaways to Big Sur, whispered promises under the stars. Emily loved the lifestyle, the private jets for business trips, the house in Pacific Heights with floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the bay, the designer bags that arrived without her asking. Within a year, they were engaged. Mike's family lawyer, a no-nonsense older woman named Margaret, insisted on a prenup. "It's not about distrust," Margaret told Emily over coffee. "It's about protecting what he's built before you came along. The business, the investments, the inheritance from his grandparents. It's all separate property." Emily signed it without much fuss. She was in love, and honestly, she thought she'd never need it. "We're going to be together forever," she told her best friend over wine. "This is just paperwork." The prenup was ironclad. Anything Mike owned before marriage stayed his. Anything earned during marriage would be split 50-50 only if no fault was proven. But infidelity clauses were there. If one cheated, the cheater forfeited spousal support and got minimal community assets. California is no fault for divorce, but prenups can override a lot. They married in 2015 on a cliffside in Malibu. 300 guests, ocean view, Emily in a $15,000 gown. Life was perfect. Emily quit her job 6 months in. "Why stress when Mike makes enough for both of us?" she said. She started a lifestyle blog, posted photos of brunches and Pilates classes, and lived like a queen. Mike worked 60-hour weeks, but he adored her. They traveled, Paris, Tokyo, Bora Bora. No kids yet. They said they'd wait until the company stabilized. But cracks appear slowly. Around year 5, 2020, Emily started changing. She got a part-time gig back in marketing, just to stay sharp, she told Mike. But the late nights increased. Texts at 2 a.m., phone always face down. New lingerie she never wore for him. Mike noticed, but he pushed it away. "She's just busy," he told himself. Then came the signs he couldn't ignore. One night in 2022, Emily left her iPad unlocked while showering. Mike wasn't snooping. He was looking for a restaurant recommendation, but notifications popped up. Messages from Alex work. "Can't wait to see you tomorrow, babe. Last night was insane. Miss your body already." Photos attached. Explicit. Mike's world tilted. He didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, he quietly copied everything. He hired a private investigator the next day, a discreet ex-cop named Dave. Within weeks, Dave had photos. Emily and Alex, her old college flame, now a VP at her company. At hotels, dinners, even a weekend in Lake Tahoe, when she told Mike she was visiting her sister. The affair had been going on for 18 months. Mike felt rage, but he channeled it. He remembered Margaret's words, If things go south, protect yourself first. He called Margaret immediately. I'm not divorcing her yet, he said, but I need to know my options. Margaret was blunt. California is community property, but your prenup is strong. The business was premarital, 100% yours. Investments from before marriage are separate. The house? You bought it pre-marriage, paid mortgage from separate funds. But anything earned during marriage, bonuses, stock options, is community unless protected. Over the years, he'd kept his salary modest, routing most profits back into the company or into trusts. He had a family trust set up in 2013, before marriage, that held the bulk of his wealth. Emily had no access. The house title was in his name only, mortgage paid from premarital accounts. But Emily had been pushing lately. We should update the prenup, she'd say casually. Things change. Mike always changed the subject. Now, he acted. First, he moved more assets. He sold some stock options quietly, placed proceeds into the trust. He updated his will. He opened separate bank accounts. Everything legal, no hiding, just protecting what was already his. He also started documenting. Every text he found, every credit card charge to hotels, every suspicious expense. He kept a journal. Dates, times, lies she told. Emily, meanwhile, was planning her exit. She and Alex talked about it constantly. Once I get half the company or the house, we'll start fresh, she texted him. Mike's loaded. I'll be set. Alex encouraged her. File first. Get a good lawyer. You'll get alimony too. He's the breadwinner. Emily hired a shark lawyer named Victoria Reyes, known for aggressive wives' divorces. Victoria reviewed the prenup and laughed. This thing has holes, she said. We can argue undue influence or change circumstances. Plus, infidelity doesn't matter in no fault, but we can push for spousal support based on lifestyle. Emily felt invincible. She imagined walking away with millions. Half the house, valued at $4.2 million, half the community assets, alimony for years. She filed in early 2024. The papers were served to Mike at his office. Dissolution of marriage, requesting spousal support, asset division, attorney's fees. Mike didn't react outwardly. He called Margaret. Game on. Emily sat across from him in a sleek conference room, designer suit, confident smile. Mike was calm, almost polite. Victoria laid out demands. $15,000 a month alimony, half the house, half community property, estimated $2 million, and half his stock options vested during marriage. Mike's lawyer, Margaret, slid over documents. Prenup is valid. Business premarital. House premarital. Trust assets separate. Community property is minimal. Mostly furniture and joint savings account of $180K. Emily laughed nervously. Come on, we built this life together. Margaret, you built a blog with 10,000 followers. He built a $40 million company. Victoria tried to argue coercion on the prenup. Margaret produced emails from 2015. Emily thanking Mike for being so thoughtful about the prenup, saying she understood. Emily's face paled. Then Mike's team dropped the bomb, the PI report, photos, texts, hotel receipts. Proof of 18-month affair. Victoria tried to dismiss it. Irrelevant in no-fault state. But Margaret smiled. The prenup has an infidelity clause. Cheater forfeits spousal support and gets only statutory minimum community share. Emily's lawyer hadn't caught that clause. It was buried, but enforceable. Emily started to panic. Mike, please, we can work this out. I love you. Mike looked at her calmly. You stopped loving me a long time ago. Mediation ended without agreement. Went to court. The judge was fair, but strict. Prenup upheld. Infidelity clause triggered. Emily got half the joint savings, $90K. Her car, some furniture. No alimony, no house, no share in the company. She also got hit with attorney's fees. Her lawyer's bill was $120K, and the judge ordered her to pay half of Mike's fees too, $45K. Emily walked out of court with less than she came in with. Her affair partner Alex? He ghosted her the day after the ruling. "I can't deal with drama," he texted. "You're on your own." Emily tried to beg Mike, called, cried, showed up at the house. "I made a mistake. Let's try counseling." Mike had already changed the locks. He filed a restraining order when she wouldn't leave. She moved in with her sister in Sacramento. Sold her jewelry to pay lawyers. Her blog tanked. Followers smelled the drama and left. She got a job at a coffee shop, minimum wage. Last anyone heard, she was living in a small apartment, driving a used car, regretting every choice. Mike? He sold the company for $52 million in 2025. Moved to a quieter house in Monterey. Started dating again, slowly. Found peace. Karma doesn't always come fast, but when it does, it hits hard. And that's the story, friends. Betrayal doesn't pay, greed backfires, and sometimes the quiet ones win. What do you think? Would you sign a prenup? Drop your thoughts below. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay strong out there.